All right, are going to write the equation of some parabolas given certain information. So I wanted to quick review a couple things about parabolas. So let's come over here. This is a vertical parabola. You could just as well have a horizontal one. We have this green line here is the directrix. This is our vertex, this orange point. And the blue point here is our focus. And remember, this length here from the focus to the vertex is P, which is the same length from the vertex to the directrix. And we do know that P is equal to 1 over 4a, where a is in the equation y equals a x plus h squared plus k, where h helps us find the center. It's the opposite of h, and then k helps us find the center. We go up or down k units. But this a here is 1 over 4p. And p is the distance from the focus to the vertex, and it's also the distance from the vertex to the directrix. So we're going to remember that as we come over to this question here. So here we have a parabola that has a vertex at negative 2, 6. Oftentimes I'll do just a sketch of this. So negative 2, negative 6 is the vertex. And we also know the focus. The focus is at negative 2, negative 193 over 32. Well, that's not a very convenient number to work with. Let's see what that is as a mixed number. 193, this is going to be 6. So this is 6 and 1/32. So the focus is here. So still at negative 2, but this is going to be exaggerated, but this is a little lower than negative 6. So that's the focus point, and that's the vertex. And the focus always lies on the interior of a parabola, so we know the parabola has to come down this way. Well, it's a vertical facing parabola, so we know y equals a x plus h squared plus k. H and k have to do with the vertex, and so we can fill those in immediately. We know that the vertex is at negative 2, negative 6, so this is x plus 2 squared minus 6. But now we have to find this value of a. Well, we mentioned earlier that a is 1 over 4p. So a is 1 over 4p, which I don't think I mentioned over here. I mentioned p is over 1 over 4a, but a is 1 over 4p. It's interesting how that works out. But we have a equals 1 over 4p. Well, that distance, what is the distance? P is the distance from the vertex to the focus. Well, how far is it from the vertex to the focus? Well, it's from negative 6 to negative 6 and 1/32. So the distance P is 1/32. So 4 times P. So A is going to be 1 over 1/8. Well, 1 divided by 1/8 is 8. We do have to be careful here, though. We know this is a parabola that is facing downward, so it's actually going to be negative. So it's going to be negative 8. So we found A is negative 8. And so we did use the very important equation, A equals 1 over 4p. I guess we could put plus or minus here for our equation, because if it's facing downward, it's negative. If it's opening upward, it's positive. So you should be able to do the next number 10 similar to that, using this as an example. Number 11. So we have to think through just the information we have. We want to write the equation of a parabola again. So remember, A equals plus or minus 1 over 4p, depending if it's open or left or right or up or down. a quick sketch. We'll show we have the vertex at 4, 4. And the directrix at y equals 33 over 8. Again, a mixed number will help. So 8 into 33 is 4 and 1/8. Just changing that to a mixed number. So the directrix is 4, y equals, which is a horizontal line, at 4 and 1/8. So that's at 4 and 1/8. Now the directrix always is on the exterior of a parabola, so this parabola has to open this way. And so there we have our vertex. We know it's a function, it's a vertically facing parabola, so we know it's y equals a times x plus h squared plus k. We can easily fill in our vertex. So x minus 4 squared plus 4, getting that from the vertex. We need the a value. Well, we know a equals plus or minus 1 over 4p. Well, in this case, is it plus or minus? Well, it's got to be minus because it's opening downward. So 1 over 4, value of p in this case, the value of p is the distance from either the focus to the vertex or the vertex to the directrix. So how far is it from the vertex to the directrix? It is 1/8, because we're at 4 for the vertex and 4 and 1/8 for the directrix. So this is 1/8. Simplifying that, that's negative 1 over 1/2, which is negative 2. So a is negative 2, which goes right here in our equation, and there we have the equation of the parabola. All right, looking at number 13 here. The vertex is at the origin. It opens down, 1/8 between the vertex and the focus. Well, this one should be pretty easy. The vertex is at the origin. It opens down. So opens down means it's a y equals. So it's not x equals. It's not a horizontally facing. It's vertically facing. It opens down. And that tells us quite a bit. So let's look at this. We know it's at the origin. So you can think x plus 0 squared plus 0. It moves left or right 0, up or down 0. We still need our value of a. But it's just going to be a times x squared. Well, a is plus or minus 1 over 4p. Since it's opening downward, we know a has to be negative. So we're going to put negative 1 over 4 times p. Well, p is the distance between the vertex and the focus, which is just 1/8. And so a is negative 1 over 1/2, which is negative 2. We can put that right in our equation, and there is the equation of the parabola for number 13.